Good afternoon and welcome to the Bigfellas Stadium for the Gareth Swift Memorial Trophy between Featherstone Rovers and Hunslet Rugby League Football Club. I'll run down the team news now. My name's Joanne Fitzpatrick and thank you for joining us this afternoon at Rovers TV. So for Featherstone Rovers, fullback is number 1 Ian Hardman. Number 2 on the wing is James Duckworth, and on the other wing is number 18 Scott Turner. In the centres is debutant 22 Jason Walton, and with no number as a trialist is the Featherstone Lions centre Josh Hardcastle. At standoff is Anthony Thackeray wearing number 7, and at scrum half wearing number 19 is Matty Wilde. In the props we've got number 8 Daryl Griffin having his first run out of the season, and the other prop is number 16 Luke Cooper. At hooker is number 9 Keel Carlisle. In the second row, we've got 11, Michael Knowles, and 14, Frankie Mariano. At loose forward, we've got number 15, Brad Tagg. And then on the interchange bench, we've got 17, Sam Day, number 5, Luke Briscoe, number 20, Kyron Johnson, and we've got number 23, another trialist in Aaron Lyons, and number 10, Andy Bostock. The Hunslet lineup, fullback Jimmy Watson, number 1. Number 2 is Omar Alwari. On the other wing is number 5, Josh Nathaniel, sorry. In the centres, number 4, Cameron Leeming, and number 3, Jack Norfolk. Standoff is number 6, Joe Sanderson. Number 7 is Danny Ansell. And at props, we've got number 10, Lewis Reed, and number 8, Jack Coventry, very familiar to Featherstone Rovers fans. And another one very familiar hooker is number 14, George Flanagan. In the second row, we've got number 11, Liam McKay, and number 12, Aston Wilson. Loose forward is number 13, Niall Flynn. And then they've got quite a few interchanges, 7 in fact, have Hunslet this afternoon. Number 20, Danny Thomas. Number 21, Jack Walton. Number 19, Jose Kenga. Number 18, Austin Bell. Number 17, Jake Normington, number 9 Matthew Tebb, and number 15 Daniel Williams. The match officials today are referee Jay Roberts, and touch judges are P. Graham and Jay Stern. It's quite a mild winter's day here at Featherstone Rovers, and down on the pitch we've got the big Featherstone Rovers flag and what looks like the Featherstone Lions young boys shaking it just as the boys come out onto the pitch now. So Hunslet enter the pitch first, followed by Featherstone Rovers in their new kit with the chevron stripes. Ian Hardman leading the team out to a rapturous applause from the Featherstone Rovers faithful that are here today. So the players just taking some photographic opportunities at the moment. I've had some technical difficulties, so it's just me providing the live commentary today. Ben and Joe Crabtree are providing the video DVD commentary. So if you're wanting to purchase a DVD, you will have an alternative commentary on that today. We'll be back, resumed to usual next week, perhaps with the 3 of us providing live commentary and on the DVD. Going to get the match underway very quickly with Ian Harmon going to take the kickoff. Just waiting for the referee to blow the whistle. And he kicks off. Hunslet receive it on their own 10-metre line, and the ball goes straight there to Jack Coventry, who takes it up to the 20-metre line. So Hunslet taking the ball up. They're playing from our right to left. They're playing towards the railway end, and Featherstone Rovers are going down the slope this half towards Post Office Road end. And the kick comes through there from Danny Ansell, and it's taken by Ian Harmon. So he brings it up to over the 30-metre line. Hunslet with a steady 6 there. They've put the kick in, but Featherstone Rovers probably won't find it too hard to get back into the Hunslet half as the ball's taken up again. And indeed, Featherstone Rovers make it over that halfway line. That's a good run forward there by James Duckworth. He's a strong winger, is Duckworth. It's like having an extra forward on the field. Daryl Griffin takes the ball up now with a strong run. He's had a bit of a severe haircut as Griffin. A kick goes up there. It tests Jimmy Watson. That's a great kick, and Jimmy Watson takes the ball and is tackled behind the line, so it will be the first dropout of the game. That was a great kick, was that? So Hunslet just debating who's going to take the kick. It looks like I thought it was going to be Danny Ansell. It's somebody else that's going to take this kick. Joe Sanderson taking this kick. And it's a long one. Takes it over the 40. Thackeray catches it though, passes it to the newly shorn Daryl Griffin. Takes it up to the 30-metre line. Wildy there, first receiver. Luke Cooper taking it forward. Carlisle there in at dummy half again to Griffin. Out to Thackeray, that's quick hands to Hardman, and that goes out to Scott Turner on that left wing. But he's bundled into touch. So that was good tackling, good defence by Hunslet. There were 3 or 4 men in there, but it was quick hands out. It went out from Thackeray to Hardman to Josh Hardcastle, who got it on very quickly, very good to Scott Turner, but Scott Turner just didn't have the strength to power over in the corner, and Hunslet covered really quickly with 5 or 6 tacklers in there. So this will be an Hunslet scrum on the 10-metre line. Just waiting for the scrum to be set now. Seems to be a little bit of a delay. Referees stop the clock. Waiting for a ball to come on the field. We've got it now. So Danny Ansell will put the ball into this scrum for Hunslet. It goes out to the left. Oh, that's a good tackle there by Featherstone Rovers. It was by Brad Tagg, and we saw a lot of his ferocious tackling last year down here at Bigfellas and away from home. Really impressive player is Brad, and he doesn't take a step backwards when he goes into those tackles. So that was a great tackle, and Featherstone looking hard, going in hard on the defence there. Hunslet up to just short of the 30-metre, so they've not made many metres forward in this set of 6. It's going to Ansell for the kick. He kicks it from 25 metres. It's a tricky when it lands at Scott Turner's feet, but he manages to control it, and he's through a gap. That was a great break. It went on the outside of the Hunslet player there. That was a lovely break. It's taken him up to the Hunslet 30-metre already, so Featherstone looking good here. Luke Cooper with the ball, he gets the ball away. Sorry, Michael Knowles gets the ball away, should I say. I'm just getting used to our new players at the moment. Brad Tagg with the ball, he plays it, goes out to the left, goes to Thackeray again, goes to Hardman again, and it goes to Scott Turner again. Can he score this time? No, he's held up short. In fact, it's a forward pass. It's been pulled back for a forward pass. So the pass from Hardman to Turner was actually forward, so they've tried it again out on that left-hand side, and it's not been successful. So maybe we might be going for a 3rd time lucky at some point. So it's like deja vu. We've got the Hunslet scrum in exactly the same place on the 10-metre line. Danny Ansell to put the ball in the scrum once again. Ball comes out, and the defence from Featherstone is in really, really fast there. That was great defence by Frankie Mariano, helped out by Brad Tagg, and they pushed the Hunslet player back to 5 metres away from his line. That was great defence. And Featherstone Rovers a bit too quick up that time. They've got penalised for offside by referee Mr. Roberts. I think it was perhaps Mariano that was a little bit too eager, a bit too keen. So Hunslet have got a much relieving penalty for them on 25 metres away from the line. And they make touch into the Featherstone half, 5 metres into that Featherstone half. So Hunslet let off the hook a little bit there. Still great defence there, though, from Featherstone. So Hunslet taking the ball up to the 40-metre line. Comes out to the right-hand side with Jack Coventry. Familiar figure. He's lost the ball, though, I think. Yes, it's a knock-on. So there was Daryl Griffin and Michael Knowles in that tackle with Keil Carlisle, and the ball came out with Jack Coventry. Not sure what went on, but the referee has given a knock-on. So Featherstone Rovers have got the scrum about 32 metres away from their own line. Again, just waiting for the ball. Thackeray's got it. He's going to put it into the scrum. It comes out. I think that's Josh Hardcastle there with the no number on his back, just taking it. He's quite a tall lad, is Josh. Goes back into his place in the centre, but he'd come into the middle there from that scrum for a little bit of action. Goes out to the left as the ball now with Brad Tagg. He's been involved a lot in these opening exchanges, as Brad. Carlisle out to the left with Thackeray. It goes to Hardcastle, who runs hard and fast. He's over the 30-metre line. Ball comes back across now to the right with Griffin. 22 metres away from the line, Featherstone Rovers now. Ball comes out to Carlisle, go back to the left-hand side. Thackeray puts a little dink over the top. Should be easy for the Hunslet player to get, but he gets tackled over the line. That's great chasing by the Featherstone defence there. Michael Knowles in there with Turner and Keil Carlisle, putting a great shot in after Thackeray had put that little dink in over the top. So that's another dropout. Hunslet are going to have to take, and certainly it has been all Featherstone Rovers as this game so far, just not being able to get over that whitewash though. Hunslet just preparing to take this drop out. It goes out again. Only makes it to 35 metres. This time Josh Hardcastle catches it cleanly and takes it in. And he's wrapped up by 4 Hunslet players. Comes out to the right with Thackeray to Griffin. Griffin with a short pass to... that's great. Oh, short pass which eventually went out to Cooper, but he wasn't able to take it. So the ball has been spilled and Hunslet have come up with the possession on their own 10-metre line. You could see a spark there that if that had have come off, they'd have been under the post with Luke Cooper, but unfortunately it wasn't. Brad Tagg was involved in that move as well with that layoff to Luke Cooper, but the passes were just a little bit too quick, but it was a sublime pass that put Brad Tagg through. So Hunslet now attacking back. They've taken it up to the to their own 40-metre line here. Hunslet putting the kick through. It's a nice kick. Ian Harmon has to turn around to collect it on his own 10-metre line. Looks to show to pass it, but he doesn't. He decides to take it himself up to 20 metres. So Scott Turner's coming field. He's going to take it over the 20-metre line. Obviously, Scott will be wanting to get as much running as he possibly can to test this leg out. That was a pass, and Knowles did really well there to get that ball, catch it. He took it behind him, but he did so well and carried on running. And Featherstone are up to 25 metres away from the Hunslet line through some good play. That's Thackeray now with the ball. He shows it a little bit and eventually releases it. Goes to Mariano, who hasn't got anywhere to go. And unfortunately, Featherstone penalised for crossing obstruction there. I think Jason Walton got in the way. So, yeah, Jason Walton obstructed there. So I think that's why Frankie Mariano pulled up with the ball. So Hunslet get a relieving penalty on their own 20 when Featherstone were looking a little bit lively in attack. So Hunslet seen the fair amount of penalties to relieve them at the moment. You can see that, there's things that the spark is there. There's just a little bit of rustiness. This is what the pre-season games are for, to iron that out. And you can imagine that, this is Jason Walton's first game with Featherstone. It's Mariano's second this season. So it's going to take a bit of time for them to get these moves right. But you can see that there's some exciting stuff. And the player that's impressed me probably most so far is Michael Knowles. He's looked in the thick of it, and Brad Tagg. So it goes out to the right here with Hunslet. They're looking a bit dangerous. That was looked to be going through a gap there, but Michael Knowles with a great tackle. He just has a second go, though, and he has been penalised. So Hunslet get a penalty 15 metres away from the Rovers line. Great tackle by Knowles, but unfortunately, he did just have a second pull on the Hunslet player. So this is Hunslet taking it forward now with Lewis Reed, and he drives it towards the post. He's about 5 metres away. Goes out to Danny Ansell. And it goes up to Jimmy Watson, and he's out on this left-hand side again. They're still within the Featherstone Rovers 10 metres of Hunslet. So it goes out to the right now with Liam McKay. Ball is played. And they're over at Hunslet. That was George Flanagan showing a little bit of trickery there. So George Flanagan showing a bit of the trickery there, fooled the Featherstone Rovers defence. It's the first attack that Hunslet have had on that Featherstone line. And to be honest, they did look a little bit dangerous while they were up there, did Hunslet, I must admit. So Featherstone not able to, so that will concern John Sharp a little bit. The first time that they have been up there, and they've managed to break that defence. And it's totally against today's run of play. So it's about 13 minutes gone, is that, with George Flanagan scoring that try. Joe Sanderson is going to be attempting the conversion for Hunslet to make it 6-0. Taking a while to get prepared. It's just to the left-hand side of the uprights is this conversion attempt. Standing sideways onto the ball. He's going to come round the corner to kick it. Referee has stopped the clock while he's taking quite a bit of time with this. And eventually the ball goes over. So that's 6 points to 0 to Hunslet after 14 minutes of play. So just to recap there, we've had 14 minutes of play. It is currently in this Gareth Swift Memorial Trophy game, Featherstone Rovers 0, Hunslet 6, and it has been all Featherstone Rovers up until press. There's been some good moves being put in, but they've unfortunately just fallen short at the last minute. Hunslet have defended well. They've got the lion's share of the penalties in this first 14 minutes. It's managed to take them up the field with metres, and the only time that they've had to press on the Featherstone line was when they have scored that try through George Flanagan, which Joe Sanderson's converted. Featherstone have taken the kickoff. Hunslet have taken the ball, but they've knocked on their own 20 metres. So this is the response that Featherstone needed. 20 metres away from the Hunslet line, a chance to press as this scrum is being set. Not made any interchanges yet, hasn't John Sharp, during this game? Makes you wonder who the first ones will be, presumably some in the forwards. So the ball comes out to the right, a little juggle there by Matty Wilde, but Jason Walton takes the ball from him. He tries to get up to play. Luke Cooper goes there towards the 10-metre line and driving it in. And he's lost the ball, and Hunslet have come away with it. Although the referee's given a penalty, it must have been a ball still. I think he's had a call from the touch judge there as a referee. George Flanagan looks very excited to have got the ball there, but I think he'd obviously stolen it in the tackle. from Luke Cooper. So the ball is played by Carlisle, tapped by Carlisle. It goes over to the left-hand side towards Brad Tagg. And it goes over to this favoured left on the centre again, linking up with Thackeray and Hardman. We've seen a lot of that this afternoon. So the ball is played by Hardman as he's wrapped up. So it goes out to the right back with Brad Tagg, who took the ball standing still there. So he's 12 metres away from the line. Featherstone not made much inroads in this set of 6. However, it comes out to the right now to Frankie Mariano, who is over the line. That was a great shot pass to Frankie Mariano, and he gets over the Hunslet line just to the right-hand side of the posts. So Featherstone on the score sheet at last. That makes it Featherstone Rovers 4, Hunslet 6, and there's a kick to come. So as Brad Tagg had taken it standing still, he played the ball 12 metres away, and Featherstone suddenly injected a bit of speed into that attack. There was some very slick short passing. It came to Frankie Mariano, who burst onto the ball and crashed over the line, and it is devastating. He's got speed and strength as Frankie Mariano to do that. So that was a great try to see, and again, exciting players we've got down here at Featherstone Rovers this season, and hopefully a good season ahead. So Michael Knowles is going to be taking the conversion attempt. Referee's just stopped the clock while he's setting himself up. So Knowles, fairly easy conversion attempt just to the right-hand side of the uprights. Just setting himself up. And Knowles has missed this, as I said, relatively easy conversion attempt. In fact, he probably kicks those in his sleep, but he's sliced that across the face of the goal. So again, that's what pre-season games are for. Get all these sorted out. Bit of kicking practice required for Michael Knowles there. Totally got that one wrong. So yes, it remains Featherstone Rovers 4, Hunslet 6. Does the scoreline after 18 minutes of play. Danny Evans just below us now is just shouting Matty Wildy on the field and giving him a big thumbs up. He said, "Well done, mate," because Matty Wildy had a big play in that try that we've just seen. He gave the short layoff to Frankie Mariano to score that try. And he was the one that injected the speed into that attack. So Hunslet Griffin, he takes it strongly over 35. It was having mates, I think he was expecting them to swim a little bit more there in that attack. Ball's played by Thackeray. It comes out there to Daryl Griffin again, who's getting involved. He actually gets his ball away this time. And it goes to Carlisle, who gets it to Mariano, but he had to stand back to get it. But he's come back into the centre of the field and he's taken it over the halfway line. So Carlisle again to the right to Wildy, who puts a little kick in. Looks like it's going to make touch about 8 metres away from the Hunslet line. So that's a decent kick. So 18 minutes gone here at Bigfellas Stadium in Featherstone, Gareth Swift Memorial Trophy, and we've got Featherstone Rovers 4 through that try by Frankie Mariano, and Hunslet with 6 points with the try from George Flanagan and the conversion by Joe Sanderson. So Hunslet with the scrum on their own 10 metres. Taking it forwards now. Featherstone defence looking good. Cameron Lehman it was for Hunslet that got wrapped up. He'd come in field, the centre. Play the ball, comes out to the left to Jack Coventry. Takes it up to 20 metres. So Featherstone defence looking good again. And I must admit, while Hunslet have been down in their own half, the Featherstone defences looked great. You know, it's been really strong. They've been hunting in packs of 2 or 3 on Hunslet, but Hunslet with a little break here. They were looking to offload was the Hunslet player George Flanagan, but he just couldn't get it away. Jason Walton put a shot on him, and a legal shot, and Flanagan got up a bit gingerly after that. The kicks come through from Hunslet, and Duck was bringing it up. He's bringing it up to the Featherstone Rovers 40-metre line. So Featherstone with another set of 6 now to attack. It goes to Jason Walton, who's puts a little bit of a bursting run on. Has come in to receive that ball, and that's a lovely sidestep. He gets it to Hartman. Hartman's going to go under the post. Scott Turner was brilliant there. Scott Turner has come in from the wing, dummy half, scooted from dummy half, found a space and did a little bit of a sidestep, and we've got 2 players in backing up there, but the ever reliable Ian Hartman is always there for backing up and supporting, and Scott Turner and he got it under the post. And you just realise what we missed with Scott Turner being injured last year, because that was sublime there from Scott Turner. Take a bow. So Featherstone in front for the first time in this game. It's Featherstone Rovers 8, Hunslet 6, and the kick from, looks like Ian Hartman's going to take the kick. Not Michael Knowles this time, so we've got Ian Hartman taking the kick this time. And Hartman is successful with that kick under the sticks. So 22 minutes gone. It's Featherstone Rovers 10, Hunslet 6. No, I think the announcer's got that wrong. It was actually Ian Hartman that was taking the kick. I think somebody's just corrected him there. I think Michael Knowles and Ian Hartman do look quite different. So Hunslet with the kickoff. With Luke Cooper taking it up to the 20-metre. Daryl Griffin with the ball takes it another 10 metres forward. He really looked impressive as in this half as Daryl Griffin. It goes out to the left with Josh Hardcastle. Finds a little bit of space. Evades the first tackler. Eventually gets wrapped up though, does Hardcastle, and he's 5 metres short off the halfway line. Looks quite an elusive, strong player, does Josh Hardcastle, and impressed in the Boxing Day game as well. So he's still down as a trialist, nothing signed yet. And John Sharp obviously wanting to have a look at how he goes in the games. So the ball goes on the left on the last. Michael Knowles puts the kick over the top. But it is collected well there by Omar Alwari. But Hunslet have collected it 5 metres away from their own line. So the ball's played on the 10-metre line there by Hunslet. They make it another 5 metres forward. See if the Featherstone defence does what it has been doing all this half, where they've been keeping Hunslet penned down in the territory. It's just been the penalties really that have been letting them down in that area. So Hunslet 25 metres away from the Featherstone line, and Featherstone's defence has been good. They're on the last tackle now, and they've only made 20 metres in that set of 6. Ball goes straight into Ian Hartman's arms, gratefully. So he passes it to the left to Turner again, and Turner's looking fast and shows the ball, but he's wrapped up by 2 Hunslet players, but he has still made it over the halfway line. Hardcastle takes it forward over the 40. So 2 tackles gone in this set of 6, and Featherstone already over the Hunslet 40-metre line. Hardcastle gets the ball back again. He's seen a lot of it in this last 5 or 10 minutes now. plays the ball. It comes out to the right from Knowles to Thackeray. Thackeray looking with Wildy in again to Mariano. So it's that Wildy-Mariano combination. This time Mariano's tackled, though, 20 metres away from the line. And it goes out to Carlisle, gets the ball away to Wildy, to Hardman. Hardman to, and the Brad tag, but unfortunately he loses the ball. He was trying to hand off the Hunslet players, and unfortunately doing that because he is a strong player, is Brad, and he was the try line was beckoning. He was trying to hand off the Hunslet players, but unfortunately the ball ended up getting lost during that exchange with the Hunslet defence. So it's another Hunslet scrum on the 10-metre line, probably the fourth of the game in that position. Joe Sanderson's going to put the ball in this time. Goes out to the right-hand side with Omar Awelfi, the Hunslet winger. Right. Hunslet taking it up to the 20-metre line now. Game Featherstone defence looking good. Hunslet have just made an interchange. So Matthew Tebb has just come on for George Flanagan for Hunslet, and it looks as though we're going to see Luke Briscoe for the first time in this game. He's just walking up and down the touchline. Just wondering if it'll be one of the wingers that will come off for Briscoe to enter the fray. So the ball now goes to Duckworth. Duckworth takes it 35 metres away from the line, the Rovers line. Turner again, looking elusive. He's had a good game so far this half, as Scott Turner is taking it to the halfway line. And it's Josh Hardcastle who leaves the field. So Luke Briscoe's come on for centre. Josh Hardcastle, who's looked really good. Looked really good during this stint that he's done as Josh Hardcastle. That's Daryl Griffin taking it forward now. Featherstone Rovers 20 metres away from the Hunslet line. Thackeray with a short ball to Michael Knowles, but he's wrapped up well by Danny Ansell. 12 metres away from the line. Last tackle now, so we'll see what we're going to do. Anthony Thackeray takes the ball, little kick over the top. It's a bit of a melee, but Hunslet come up with the ball. I think it could be a knock-on, though. Knock-on by Hunslet. No, so it's a Featherstone Rovers feed on the 10-metre line. So with about 10 minutes left in this first half between Featherstone Rovers and Hunslet, Featherstone with another chance to put some points on the board to further stretch the lead. Going to be Matty Wildy putting the ball into this scrum by the looks of it. And Matty Wildy has been in the thick of the action. He's looked really great. I love his interchanges with Frankie Mariano. That's been a real positive. Ball comes out to Thackeray. It's a long ball, but it's a poor one. The line was gaping there. So the ball came out of the scrum to Anthony Thackeray. Thackeray threw a long looping pass out to Scott Turner, but unfortunately he went to his feet and it was in front of him as well. It wasn't a great pass, but there was, I don't know what the Hunslet defence were doing, but they'd crept up and there was nobody there to tackle Scott Turner if he'd have caught that ball cleanly, if it had been a decent pass. So a chance gone begging there. Just needed a bit of a better pass there from Thackeray out to the left. And I think Turner was a bit far back as well. He needed to be a bit more up in play to receive that ball, but it was going to be at his feet anyway, even if it had been there. So a chance gone there. Hunslet with that scrum on the 10-metre. Featherstone in their familiar position of defending. Deep in that Hunslet half, and that's a great hit there by Daryl Griffin. You could hear the thud up here. And there's 3 or 4 Featherstone tacklers in there. There's Cooper, Tagg and Griffin. Would you want to be tackled by that set of 3? I certainly wouldn't. And this time it's Knowles and Carlisle getting involved in the action. They push the Hunslet player back to 10 metres away from his own line. They're really struggling to get out of this 10-metre now where Hunslet in the dying minutes of this first half. They're looking to see how they can get past this wall of blue and white. It's the last tackle, and they're only 22 metres away from their own line. It's been a great defensive set again by Featherstone. Kick comes in from Ansell. Ian Hardman takes it, and he runs forward with the ball towards halfway, just a couple of metres short. We've got a double interchange coming on now for Featherstone. We've got Aaron Lyons coming on with Andrew Bostock. And Tag and Cooper have left the field. Aaron Lyons with his first touch of the ball. He's 33 metres away from that Hunslet line. And now it goes to Bostock to Hardman. Just a little bit behind, but it gets to Briscoe. And Scott Turner comes in the field. That is a delightful try. Absolutely beautiful piece of rugby league from Featherstone Rovers there. Starting right from 33 metres away from their own line, from the Hunslet line, sorry. And the ball came out, and eventually Scott Turner finished it off. That was a beautiful, beautiful piece of work. Luke Briscoe linking in lovely at centre with him to take that ball and put that final pass to Scott Turner. But yeah, it was a great try to see. So 32 minutes gone in this first half here at Bigfellas Stadium. It's 14 points to 6 to Featherstone Rovers. Scott Turner with that try, and how impressive has he been in this first half? It's great to see him back and in such good form as well. And I'm talking to him last season, he was just so frustrated at having the whole season out from what was a very innocuous looking injury very early on, where he'd got the ball in hand, and it was just a matter of him turning his leg, and it ended up being quite a that kept him out for the whole season. But it's good to see him back, and and I'm sure that he's absolutely enjoying his rugby league at the moment. And it must be great to be able to play like that, because he's obviously a very talented player with lots of flair. Conversion attempt there from Ian Hardman is unsuccessful. It was out on that left-hand touchline, though. Not exactly sure why Michael Knowles isn't taking these conversion attempts. Not sure if he's not fully fit to take them. So Hunslet preparing for the kickoff. It's Featherstone Rovers 14, Hunslet 6. About 6 or 7 minutes left to half time. Danny Ansell going to take this kickoff for Hunslet. Goes quite deep in. Hardman retrieves it though on the 10 metre and passes it to Andy Bostock, who runs it in. Looks like we're going to have another interchange here for Featherstone Rovers. Sam Day warming up on the touchline. Daryl Griffin playing the ball, goes out to Michael Knowles on the left, and Scott Turner has to dive to take that ball. He does well to keep in the field of play. It wasn't the best of balls there out to Scott Turner, and he almost had to do like a goalkeeping dive to get that ball. So Sam Day's come on the field for Keele Carlisle. Thackeray with a kick from within his own 40. It's found the ground as the kick. So not a bad one, and the Hunslet player has to retrieve it and bring it in himself. Up to 20 metres. Omar Alwari takes it up to 20 metres now. That's the second tackle. So Hunslet with the ball now, bringing it out to the left. Jason Waltony on the tackle, and they tried to do a short pass, did Hunslet there. Unfortunately, Liam McKay couldn't get that ball. It was Cameron Leeming that was just trying to experimenting with a little short pass there, but it was a very tight on the touchline and couldn't quite take it. So Matty Wilde, 40 metres away from the Hunslet line, is going to put the scrum in for Featherstone Rovers, put the ball in the scrum. Just having a bit of a wait here for something, and Scrum eventually gets set. Will do with the put in. Day at the back of the scrum gets it out to Thackeray, and that's a high tackle on Luke Briscoe, but he managed to shrug it off. In fact, there's a couple of high shots on him there. The referee doesn't deem it as that, though, and he lets play go on. And there's a penalty now anyway. I think that was just for messing around at the ruck, not clearing it away. So eventually we get the penalty. So that's 20 metres away from the Hunslet line. The tap's taken. Bostock drives it in to 15 metres away. Ball's played. Day passes it to Aaron Lyons. Aaron Lyons takes it up to 5 metres away from that line. Plays the ball. Oh, that's a bit of a dink from Sam Day, fancying himself near to the posts. Went from dummy half, did a little bit of a dink. Wasn't able to get over though, so the ball's out over to Matty Wilde. It goes behind Ian Harmon, but Jason Walton picks it up and drives it in hard. Such a big player, and he gets the ball away as well during that play to Matty Wilde. So it's a shrewd signing by Featherstone that week. Jason Walton picking over the embers of Bradford Bulls. So the ball comes out to the left now to Michael Knowles, 10 metres away from the Hunslet line. Hunslet defence doing well at the moment to keep Rovers out, and it's the last tackle. So it goes out to the left with Thackeray. Thackeray to Briscoe, and Briscoe just goes over there. That's a great play. Omar Al-Wari wasn't able to deal with Luke Briscoe, and it was picking up the pace on that attack. The ball came out. Thackeray with a very short, fast pass to Luke Briscoe, who ran over the line and put the ball down meters in. In fact, no, about 5 meters in from the touchline on that left-hand side. So it's going to be another tricky conversion for Ian Harmon, almost identical to the one he had after the Scott Turner try. So 37 minutes gone in this first half, and it's Featherstone Rovers 18, Hunslet 6. So I'll see if Ian Harmon is able to be more successful with this attempt than his last one. Looks like we've got another interchange going on just while Harmon has this attempt, which is just short, unfortunately. So we've got Kyron Johnson entering the field, James Duckworth coming off. So if we score any more tries at the minute, I'm guessing that Kyron Johnson might be doing this conversion attempts, because we are only sort of going up in fours at the moment, apart from that second try where Harmon converted it from under the sticks. Just a couple of minutes left in this first half. Referee stops the clock as Hunslet are quite slow to take the kick-off. Danny Ansell just put in high into the air. It's a high short one. Thackeray has to come running for it, but he takes it cleanly, and he gets a short ball to Andy Bostock. So Featherstone 25 metres away from their own line. Sam Day looking for a dart from dummy half, which he does, and he plays the ball. Half gets it to Mariano. Mariano pumping his legs with 3 players around him, but still manages to make 10 metres. He's a strong lad, is Mariano. Sam Day again from dummy half, fancying himself, and he's got away from 2 tacklers, and he gets the ball to Ian Harmon, who's supporting him. So Featherstone, and there's a penalty. Ian Harmon trying to get up to play the ball, but it was prevented from doing so by Daniel Williams. So that's a penalty to Featherstone Rovers, 25 metres out. They take the tap. No attempts at goal today. There's no need really in the pre-season to be doing that. So they take the tap. It's need as much play practice as possible. It goes out to that left-hand side again. I think it was obstruction there, though. Clear obstruction there from Featherstone Rovers. Just got a little bit mixed up with each other in the attack. Just running round the back of another Featherstone player in the attack, and unfortunately it was an obstruction, and the referee quite rightly called that one. So it's a penalty to Hunslet on their own 10-metre line, and just 35 metres away from their own line there, Hunslet. Just playing in the setting sun now. It's got a golden glow about it as the Bigfellas Stadium at the moment. Looking quite beautiful. Bit nippy though, as the sun's setting. So Hunslet make it up to the halfway line. Featherstone Rovers 18, Hunslet 6. Been all Featherstone Rovers really this half, apart from that one time when Hunslet got near the line and got over. So Sanderson gets it out to Watson. Oh, and Watson now to Jake Normington. Eventually got it to Cameron Leamin, who plays the ball. Normington at dummy half to Sanderson. Daniel Williams taking the ball, is looking to offload it, but unable to. So this is the last tackle now. Hunslet 25 metres away from that Featherstone line. It comes back to the left. And that was a great run there by Liam McKay. They did a power play on that last, did Hunslet, but they knocked over Wildy, but eventually got wrapped up on the 10-metre line. So here's Kyron Johnson. First touch of the ball of the game for him. Jason Walton again, getting in the action. Ball's played again over to the left-hand side, and that's the final hooter for the half as Luke Briscoe is tackled. So just summing up before we have a break at half-time here in the Gareth Swift Memorial Trophy. It's Featherstone Rovers 18, Hunslet 6. So Hunslet opened the scoring totally against the run of play. George Flanagan, a little bit of individual flair from George Flanagan next to the line, filled the Featherstone Rovers defence and made it 4-0 after 13 minutes. Joe Sanderson gold, so that was 6-0 to Hunslet. Tip back and very done as they've been doing really. They'd had the bulk of the play during that first 15 minutes, had Featherstone Rovers, and like I say, the Hunslet try was against the run of play. Frankie Mariano hit back through Featherstone Rovers at 18 minutes to make it 4-6. Unfortunately, Knowles missed the fairly easy conversion. And then that great try from Ian Harmon came out 22 minutes to try 8-6. He goaled his own try. So that was 10-6 to Featherstone at that point. And then we had a try from Scott Turner out wide. And then Luke Briscoe, which made it 18-6. We've had a few tries out on that left-hand side. It's obviously been a place that's been targeted by John Sharp and Danny Evans and the rest of the Featherstone Rovers staff as one to go for, whether it's Featherstone Rovers' strongest side or they've seen it's Hunslet's weakest at the right-hand side of defence, I'm not sure. But it's certainly come to fruition as that going down that left-hand side. Anthony Thackeray being involved in a lot of the moves down there as well. Standout players for me in this first half. I mean, you can't ignore Scott Turner. He's been absolutely brilliant. He's shown such flair and poise when he's had the ball in hand in attack. It's been lovely to see. I think Matty Wildy has had a great game as well. Thackeray too has got involved in a lot of the moves down that left-hand side, but Matty Wildy, again, another player that we missed last season for all the season. And you just think, what could we have been capable of even more than what we achieved last season if we'd have had those players fit? But Matty Wilder's been involved in a lot of attack as well. And his link up with Frankie Mariano, with the short passes between him and Mariano, have been quite something to see and exciting to think about for the rest of the season. So it's that for me has worked. And the Featherstone Rovers defence as a whole has been very good. They've been muscling up. They've been keeping Hunslet pegged down in their own half for the most of that 40 minutes. And they've been hunting in packs of 2 and 3. Fitness is certainly high in this Featherstone Rovers team at the moment. None of them look to be flagging. They were all looking good. They were all looking eager, and they're all looking keen to tackle, so which is great to see. So we'll just have a break at the moment. It's Featherstone Rovers 18, Hunslet 6. We'll be back with you in about 5 minutes.